Wait, are we on?
We're live.
What's up, guys? What's up, MJ? Giora or Giora? Correct us. So a quick question already. Guys, we have a program, but again, the live questions get priority. So Giora or Giora, let us know which one it is. We don't want to mispronounce your name. From Israel is asking, how do you defend north-south choke? So let's cover that first. Guys, the topic that I wanted to cover if there's not enough questions, but again, if there's a lot of questions, we're happy to go in that direction, is sort of the backside 90-10. It's one of my favorite sort of positions. This is the one that I aim for more. There's a couple different entries into that leg lock position, but basically once people are in there, it's done. I don't even have to. The level of control is such that people cannot get out. But let's cover this north-south questions first. I'm going to take this off because Bobby's going to be choking the daylights out of me. Let me put it close to. So, okay. So, guys, one of the first things you do is anytime you're getting choked. So anytime somebody wraps your head, you turn to them. If you can turn to them, this is generally speaking. So right now their arm is still wrapped around your neck. However, they will not be on your carotids. So this is generally speaking the way that I'm trying to go. So let's do it again, Bobby. So as he starts to wrap, I turn to him. Actually, if I notice what I'm doing with my left leg, I'm actually going to try to load myself up and actually come up with a chin strap grip. This is kind of an early stage defense. Generally speaking, once I turn my head, there is no choke. You still have to deal with the positioning, which you can generally speaking try to go chin strap grip, and now you can go counter, but it doesn't matter. You're out of the choke. So that's a very early stage defense against north-south choke. Now, sometimes what happens is it starts to get kicked in. So when you're caught where you cannot turn, what a lot of times I do is, even if the guy's head is not in your armpit, so let's just start to set it up where it's not there in my armpit. So as he starts to drop, I will shove it into my armpit, and I lock up. Basically, I call it a south-north choke. So now we have a shootout, except I turn my body a little bit. So right now, I will win this. Literally came up with this 20 years ago. So there's a legend of Boris from the Blue Basement. The old school Renzo guys know who it is. So Boris was a good jiu-jitsu black belt, wrestled for Hofstra, so he was a good wrestler, and he was just jacked. And he really good, really tough, very strong. And one time he caught me in north-south choke, and I could not turn my head anymore. I just could not escape. So I hit him with the south-north. And, Boris was like a volcano, so you could kind of hear that breathing like it's about to explode. And I didn't finish him, but he backed off in the north-south choke. I was able to escape, and I knew I had something. Because if something worked like that on Boris, I knew it was good. So, because this guy, like I said, great jiu-jitsu, great grappling, great submission wrestling. So basically, I used the south-north choke, and you can Google that, and other videos are going to pop up. It's basically as the guy is wrapping. So I tried to do early stage. If it's not, Bobby already put his head there. So I just turn my head a little bit. So I cannot turn enough. And as he starts to apply pressure, I apply mine. My angling is better than his. And I've tried this over and over and over again, and it works well. Again, I don't want to put myself into those situations, as my throat actually already still hurts. I don't know if you remember, the last 2 or 3 weeks I've been teaching a lot of like big guys get beta triangle. They put their forearm on the throat. So I always pick the bigger guys. I always have them drive into my neck, and then I get a submission. But again, even with a sore neck. It still works. And I've tried this again, time and time again. You don't want to wait. And again, the key is to, let's do it from a different angle, Bobby, so they can see try from here. So as soon as Bobby wraps, a lot of times, sometimes the guys go back, Bobby. So sometimes they start from here, right? If they start on your chest, all I do is just move it in. Aaliyah, can they see what I'm doing to Bobby's head?
Just a smidge.
Yeah.
That's a lot better.
Yeah, this is better.
Nice.
So from here, if I can turn my head, great, but if this chest is down, I cannot turn my head. Yeah. It's basically I call it south-north choke. It's, to me it's logical, because he's north-south and I'm south-north, because I'm in the opposite direction. Makes a lot of sense, and like I said, that's a late-stage defense against a north-south choke.
Could you show that? You can do it also with the iron fist, Elad was saying. Is there a variation from that position?
Yes, but the entry for him has to be different. So he's not going for a north-south choke. Usually that works well when the guy winds up in a north-south position without a north-south choke. Does that make sense? So a lot of times I will hit it, say Bobby, I hit it from a guillotine, and then Bobby's, covers my legs, jumps over my legs. Sorry, Bobby. And keep going, Bobby. Yeah. So that's so he's in the north-south position, but he's not going for a north-south choke. By the way, Bobby got his black belt recently, right? Yes. Yeah, so I don't know.
Sorry, it's Enrique as always. The battle of the iron fists.
Yeah, but I always win that battle. Like 99 out of 100 times I win. I relish when people go for an iron fist, because usually by the time they start to put a shitty iron fist on, I'm already like way ahead of them, like my hands are locked up and it's gonna kick in real hard. So I enjoy the battles of iron fists. But come back to the question, the iron fist is not probably used against a north-south choke, because I'm not gonna be able to get my hand in, because a lot of times their head, the way their body positioning is, it's very suitable to that almost like a south-north choke. But you're not going to be able to get your hand in there, because this is the hand that's going to wrap. So this hand would have to go in, but you're going to have a hard time swimming that hand in.
We had one. Congratulations, Bobby, from a lot of the guys. Elad, MJ are all congratulating you. Dave Tremblay said, on my part, I try to catch the chin on the wraparound. What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if I'm escaping the early stage, I'm going into chin strap grip. But if I'm doing north-south, it's like basically I know I lost the position battle. I cannot turn. The early stage defense is not there. I'm committing fully to the sort of late stage. It's Hail Mary. If it works, great. It works, believe it or not, but the positioning works. But usually, a lot of times the guys will literally put their head there. If they do not, if their head is on my chest, I just kind of make a small adjustment like this. And I lock up, and then I just squeeze. That squeeze, I'm going to win. So even though I got a scrawny neck right now, and it kind of hurts too, but I will win that battle because my angle is slightly off for him to have his arms in it on my carotids.
We had a lot of good mornings. We have Raji, he's checking in.
What's up, Raji? I hope. Listen, what are you doing? You're 5'6", playing basketball, tearing your Achilles heel. You should stick to jiu-jitsu. But I hope you heal fast, and I hope to see you soon. Is he already in the Philippines?
I believe so.
Say hi to all the guys over there.
Yeah, so we had a lot of good mornings. El Carlton and John is watching. We did have a question from Ang Chan saying, is it common that your wrist hurts when you start focusing on your guillotine game, or am I doing something stupid?
Your wrist will hurt no matter what. So this wrist started to hurt first. I was in such extreme pain. I went to a guy that does ART where massage is kind of word. I would like to consider it almost torture, where they push. And I was like, literally, my friend that took me there, we always had like a little bit of this on the mats. He was so gleeful and so happy that I was in so much pain. He literally dove on top of me to try to keep me down so I could not escape from the therapist. So this one, but the guy cured it. It's basically, so I don't know what happened with this one. My guys know that almost no matter what I do, they're cracking. They're just wrecked. I cannot open a jar of things. I have a hard time opening a bottle. That said, if I'm in a so I'm going to transition into something else too. So it's kind of interesting. So this one is from guillotining, but this one is actually worse now, and I don't use it as much. I think it's one of those things. What do they call that?
Sympathy pain.
Shit. What do they call that? Where you use your tendons are just wrecked from.
Arthritis?
Not,
Atrophy or whatever.
No. What is that? Like when you used to be typing and
Carpal tunnel.
Yeah, carpal tunnel. So basically, what happens? I know what would happen if we talked about this before we start filming. I said if I took 3 months off, my wrists would be beautiful. Within 2-3 days, they'd be making the same sound that they're making now. So why take 3 months off? I just tried to tape them, make sure they stay together. This will be an issue with your knees, with your ankles, with your other things, but you don't have to do anything. Even if you don't do jiu-jitsu, people have joint issues. So it's up to you. What is important to you? What do you choose? What do you do? One of the things is this is kind of, I'm talking to my regular training partners, right? So I'm going to go with a katana on this one. So I'm here, bury this hand, Bobby. Buried, yeah. I'm here, okay? So my issue with my training partners now is the guys now that they're caught, this is where they're like basically gonna hold out. They cannot. I use my legs to pry it open. But the point is, like, when you get caught, it's in those positions where, okay, you're caught. So in tournament and a fight, hold out for dear life. When we're flow rolling, it's not time to hold. Because I will make it happen. You will hear my wrists crackle, but I will make it happen. Because guess what? Somebody else, if they get you in exactly the same position, they will make it happen. So the point is, yes, and I don't know what to do about it.
They said, thank you. Might as well get this strangle even if it hurts.
Yes, glory is forever. Pain is never. Glory is forever.
Eli did say you can open the bottle with your split guard.
I don't even know how to address that issue. But literally, when I'm like, shit. You know those rubber things that I sometimes need that, or sometimes I'm like, give it to somebody, Frankie or somebody next to me. He's like, can you open this for me? Yeah, I can. It's kind of weird. I don't know how this happens. Maybe it's good technique. But I can literally take a black belt, 250 pounds, and get a submission on them. Yet I cannot open a bottle of water sometimes. It could be the same day.
So we have just one last quick question, and we're actually out of time.
All right, guys, we're having way too much fun. By the way, guys, a couple of things.
Yes.
We're constantly making the app better. We're getting a lot of traction on the app, guys. We're trying to make it the transition from the YouTube to the app better. So basically the first 10-15 minutes is on YouTube. It's free. It's live. Then we go to the app, which is also live. So if you're a subscriber, go over to the app right now, because we're going to spend a little bit, we're going to go in somewhat more greater detail over these things. And I lost my train of thought. Anyways, you were going to say something?
We had one last question from L. Carlton. Is Uri Hisagatami the same as split guard?
I don't know what those words mean.
We'll double check and get back next week.
Yeah, I don't know what the Japanese translation
Okay.
for that is. As you know, there is very few So I'm very bad with names. That's why I like names that, to me, make descriptive sense. I like Iron Fist because, man, you really feel like an Iron Fist. I like, the topic we're going to cover is backside 90-10. Basically, he doesn't. 10 is kind of being kind because he has nothing. It should be 100 and 0. 50-50 to me is very descriptive because so in and so I have a very hard time remembering names, and when it comes to Japanese names, it's even worse. There's literally, I know a couple of Japanese terms that I can recall pretty much instantaneously as ashigarami and uregatame. Other than that, I love Japanese culture, but we're not doing Japanese jiu-jitsu, so I prefer to use descriptive terms. I don't know. That's a long story.
Find out on YouTube it. I'll ask one of the Japanese guys.
All right, yeah, ask one of our Japanese viewers.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, we're going to head over to the app, so let's go over there and start to get your questions ready.